It has been a rough ride for RTD lately. Almost every day, our morning team reports on dozens of rides canceled. Today, in fact, more than 50 trips were axed along 5 different lines.
It's gotten so bad now, RTD is considering route cuts, a last-ditch effort to bring reliability back to its roots.
Well, tonight we're going 360, and Contact7 investigator Jennifer Kowaleski found route cuts won't fix all of RTD's problems.
Right here, it says that
Ryan Dravitz is a self-proclaimed stats nerd.
Kind of everything I do every day, so I might as well just start a little early.
He tracks numbers at work and on the train he rides to get there every day.
Decided to start a spreadsheet and kind of track how late a train's going to be.
On this morning, his commute from Union Station to the tech center starts out great.
7:27 to 8:04. It looks like we're on time today.
But quickly comes to a screeching halt.
No idea why we're
A
stopping.
trend.
We're updated to 8:10, but our scheduled is 8:04.
He's tracked
This is pretty bad.
a lot lately.
We're 10 minutes late. We're just slowing down and stopping at stations and in between stations for no reason that we know.
No rhyme or reason for RTD's delays or last-minute cancellations has this train guy and other riders frustrated.
You want to rely on public transit so you have a fixed schedule every day.
RTD blames a driver shortage and is pushing service cuts as the solution for more reliability. But Contact7 Investigates found those cuts won't fix all of RTD's problems. And here's where we need to go 360. We're talking to riders, RTD, and lawmakers to get to the bottom of what some call a broken transit system. Going back to our commuter who loves spreadsheets.
It does get frustrating when you look at the time.
He's also a local blogger who wrote about RTD's timeliness last winter. Dravitz found out of 102 rides, less than half of his trains showed up on time, meaning they were more than 2 minutes late or no-shows.
RTD needs to be a little more punctual.
Like most riders, for him, reliability and communication are the name of the game when it comes to catching the bus or train. 2 areas where Dravitz says RTD is failing. And you know those scrolling digital signs at each train station? They aren't giving riders real-time updates about cancellations or delays. Instead, they only show the scheduled routes.
The message boards don't say anything. The PA system doesn't say anything. So RTD is pretty notoriously bad at communicating.
To get real-time updates, he has to check RTD's app on his phone or wait for email rider alerts.
We currently don't have the ability to deliver real-time information.
Which brings us to RTD. Paleta Tenales is the agency's assistant general manager of communications. She knows the lack of real-time updates at each train station is a problem.
We understand it's really difficult to get a 5 or 10 minute notice of a trip that's going to be dropped.
But RTD says the issue is a computer one, with different software systems not talking to each other. And a fix here is still at least a year out.
It's a difficult situation, and we acknowledge that. And we have multiple groups within RTD working on how we can enhance our real-time signage at the light rail stations.
As for the service cuts RTD is proposing, which would completely eliminate 6 bus routes, reduce service on countless more, and 3 light rail stations, Tenales calls those cuts necessary, but painful. She also says it won't get rid of RTD's need for operators to work mandated overtime.
Sometimes our service is unreliable, and that's what we're trying to fix through this potential service reduction.
No surprise here. But Tenales doesn't think RTD's system is broken. Instead, she calls the operator shortage a nationwide problem as the economy continues to boom and unemployment lingers well below 5%.
I think people can imagine for themselves how many more people will be out on the roads.
Does RTD have an image issue, and how do you fix it?
It's been very difficult. It's been a tough several months.
While RTD acknowledges the challenges, state lawmakers are the ones who created RTD and are now looking at ways to step in to fix it.
It's impossible to deny the issues.
Representative Matt Gray chairs the Transportation Commission. He says things have to change at RTD.
What processes can we put in place where we as a state are saying, we've checked their numbers, we've checked their strategies.
Meanwhile, another lawmaker is calling for more oversight.
There's a big picture problem long term.
Senator Jack Tate is planning to introduce legislation to expand RTD's board of directors by 2 members. The governor would appoint those members to the board. RTD isn't too fond of Tate's plan. But for riders like Dravitz, something's gotta give. before more and more people ditch RTD's unreliable transportation.
There's no trend, and that's what's kind of frustrating is I don't know what they're doing.
I'm Contact 7 investigator Jennifer Kovaleski.
RTD's board still has to approve those cuts. Now, in the meantime, we really want to hear your thoughts on this. The email address is 360@thedenverchannel.com, or if you'd like, join the conversation on the Denver 7 Facebook and Twitter pages.